Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the premiere. I can't even say season premiere because we haven't started really seasons yet, but the premiere of the Channel Connection with myself, Cari Hansen, and well, my sidekick, my psychic, my my everything. She's actually the star of the show, Linda Nardelli. Welcome back
Thank
to
you.
being on Underground Radio C, being on Just TV, Just FM, and of course, LinkedIn. That's where we're streaming through as well. So today we get to start this fun and amazing and an exciting journey. We'll see how this goes. We may do this. First of all, we're going to start once a month and then we'll kind of go from there and see whoever's interested. If there's a big interest, we may end up doing this a couple times a month, every day. Who knows?
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. Well, see, everyone's busy, everyone's got lives, but it's going to be fun. Let's put it that way. So today is our premiere. We're so excited. Linda, if you could formally introduce yourself again to the audience, and we'll kind of get into a little bit about who Linda is again, what she does, who she is, the beautiful, amazing person. And we're going to get into, we have like a, I wouldn't say guided meditation, but we have a guided channeling session with you today. So after we do a quick introduction, we were going to have our guests come on. Everyone, we had a few people sign up for it. Everyone's here. Everyone's ready. They're in the back waiting to come on and to get ready for this session. And it's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys have any questions during our show, feel free to put it into the comment section. We'll either try to get to it during the show or we'll get back to it after the show. We may message you privately if you have any questions as well. Linda, please take it away.
Well, I'm thrilled. This came about with our last podcast experience, and at the end you said, Linda, we should do a group channeling show. And it was so serendipitous because I had been thinking that not this idea of doing a circle a month in this way. So I'm very excited. I'm a channel, and I channel a group soul that call themselves Mass India, and they're a group of 8 spirits, 8 beings within this soul family. And they're here to help us remember who we are. They're here to help us live from our compassionate, ascended heart, to move beyond the material paradigm into being more co-creative of the new earth. So they're here to help us raise our vibration, and it's a profound honor. I just feel at home channeling. And I channel the beings, but I also channel as an artist. I channel as a writer, a creative being. And privately, what I do in my work is I co-join that. I combine that with counseling. So somatic, body-centered counseling. And today we're doing a Q&A style with our participants, answering inquiring questions, inquiring desires. So I'm very excited.
It's so exciting. Last time you were on my show, we were talking a bit about your book.
Mm-hmm.
And your book, which is beautiful and amazing, there are 12 chapters. Yes, please bring it up because mine's in my bedroom.
There's like a light shining on it, mystical
Yay.
intimacy.
So there's 12 chapters. I am currently on chapter 10. And it was really funny because Linda came on the show and she's like, yeah, I actually have your book. I mailed it to you. And it was only 2 days after our show that the book arrived. And I was like, oh, so close.
We have to do
Only
this again.
because we had the Canada Post strike. So it was just lingering through the mail. So close. And then I was like, okay, that's fine. I said, I was like, I'm going to start reading this. And literally, I'm not a huge avid reader. However, I always kind of plan it where I formally focus on at least a page a day. Like that's my rule, my golden rule. And with some books, I find I can't put it down in just one page. Like I have to either do a chapter or I have to do like the page and a half, wherever the break is. Otherwise, I'll lose my spot and my focus on where I'm going with that chapter, that thought. that, whatever the message that you're bringing to it. So for me, no, it's never just a page. It's always been a little bit more than that. And it's been wonderful. Take us just real quickly through the idea of the book.
The book is about moving beyond spiritual seeking to soulful belonging. It's about the marriage between our spiritual selves and our human nature. And it's ultimately taking this belief that we have that, that we're only human, or our human nature is kind of like it's seen as the weak link in a spiritual path. And my book is about, demystifying that. And I think that our humanity is the path.
Mm-hmm.
So I revere our human nature in this book, and I look for ways to develop a better understanding of the guidance inherent in our human nature, our emotions, our thoughts, our feelings, sensations. To me, there's a conduit for the divine.
Mm-hmm. And it's very beautiful how it's put together. And I have seen throughout the book, it's kind of like you talk about your clients and then a little bit about their testimonials and then what Mass India has to say in that situation, how we can put it to use in our everyday life, or some guidance, or just some, like, it could be, Mass India could be like, you know what? Put that all aside. That's not important at all. This is what is better to focus on. And I'm just like reading it going, like, I'm not even being channeled in this book, but it's like it speaks to me and I feel it. And I'm like, okay. And I kind of breathe and I take it in and I go, yeah, I really needed to hear this today. So it's just like spot on. And I absolutely love it. And it's been a great, I wouldn't even say it's just like a reading book. It's almost a guide in itself. And it just kind of has guided me through the last little while that I've been reading it. So thank you for writing this and sharing it with us, because it's so important. And yeah, we are not alone in this universe. We're all here together to love each other and do the things, and it's wonderful. So thank you, Linda, for putting your message out there. So shall we bring on our amazing special guest? And then we have, I think, about 8 participants in total. Some are here, some are not. And then as they come, we'll invite them in. So we'll get those questions of those that are here already. And if anybody else pops in, then we'll have them in kind of towards the end. But this will be so exciting. Welcome all of our guests. This is going to be so fun. I'm so excited. Right, all the love. Yes, that's everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then we have 2 more that are signed up. They're not here yet. However, that is okay. If they miss today, then we'll probably forward them on to the next show. So, Linda, where would you like us to start?
I would like by introducing Mass India. I could feel when I feel their presence, it's like it's a slight pressure. I feel it on the right side, behind my ear, my neck, and it's almost like it's just a kind of excitement. Oftentimes I just feel them hovering, but now I feel them. And it's mild right now. But sometimes it feels like there's a pack of wild horses. It's like, okay, I better open the gate. So now it's like we'll wait until you introduce us. It's like, well, thanks for being graceful. So as I mentioned in the intro, that Mass India is a group soul, and they're here to help us remember who we are. And you've gathered as a participants here today with inquiries, questions, that you're, to seek clarity and understanding. And they're here ultimately to shed light on, what we already know. Mm-hmm. Oh, on that note, well, that opens the gate. Oh, okay. Here they come. So my voice will change a little. They'd speak directly through me. I'm it's called a conscious trance channeler. So it's not like I get a message that I translate. I become the mic they speak right through. Oh, enough introduction. We've been ready for a while. We're being very patient, Good afternoon. We want to establish some safety. We want you to be comfortable to ask questions. We're going to start by offering a group message that's relevant to you, but it's also relevant to the listeners. And what it is that you live in an information, a time of information, a time of, how can we say? We're mostly very bombarded. It's not just information, it's different opinions. Like your doctor has one information, naturopath has another information. A friend has another information. The internet has something else. And whether it's that, or whether it's in the business world, health, whether it's interactions, communications, this information world is abundantly overwhelming. We want to help you manage that overwhelm. Your peace of mind, your peace of body, the balance of body, mind, and soul. Now that's happiness. That's integration. That's success. And what that requires on this planet, especially in these challenging, chaotic times, is to live from the inside out, not the outside in. It's easy right now to live from the outside in. It's easy to externalize yourself and to make decisions based on what's occurring externally. It's easy because of the overwhelm, because of the intensification of the speed of reality. That leaves you feeling uncertain. It leaves you feeling ungrounded. It leaves you feeling, how can we say, confronted every single day with a decision. The most minor decision, but a decision nonetheless. Okay? So it's easy to then be grappling. Okay, I got to do this, got to do that, got to make, turn left, oh, right. Where do I go? Where do I go? In, go in. Remember to breathe. Remember to feel the weight of gravity. Enjoy this human experience. Feel your emotions. Because that will set you free. We could say more if you have any questions about that. Let's take a moment to just settle into your personal inquiry. Just coming back to myself here. I can hear some background noise. Can you hear that in my mic too? No? Okay. Oh, it's nice having the names. Thank you. And perhaps we can all mute and unmute as we ask questions. Now, I'm not going to point fingers at people. Instead, I'd maybe close your eyes for a moment and get a sense of what you need guidance with. It might be a follow-up of what Mass India has just said, or what you've contemplated when joining here together. Just lift your hand if you like. Who would like to come forward and ask a question? We have Brenda. Please unmute.
I'll step up. I'm wondering, we see so much change in the world right now, so many things collapsing, so many things changing. It's sending a lot of people into fear and overwhelm and hopelessness. And I'm wondering, and I feel like there's something brilliant coming in behind it. I really hold to that. I get excited when I see things collapsing, but do you get a sense of when that's going to kind of turn around for the masses, when people are going to see something really brilliant emerge from that?
We appreciate your question.
Thank you.
It's already begun. There's a shift that has taken place, and everyone's experiencing it at different timelines. Within the collective, it's already occurred. But how you experience it differs. Differs based on your readiness, differs based on your willingness. Coming back to living from within, that helps prepare you, that helps open you to seeing reality through a different lens, that lets you appreciate what you're witnessing rather than fear it. That lets you, Brenda, as you mentioned, be excited about structures of reality coming apart. It's not exciting when you're identified with those structures, when you're identified with the material paradigm, with the world as you know it. But at the same time, we understand how discomforting it is to let go of old models. Just when you think you know something, it changes. Just when you think you've made up your mind about something, it changes. Just when you think you've got a clear direction, there's a curve around the bend and you're like, well, I didn't see this coming. So ultimately, what's wanting to happen is for people to become quite agile at adapting. Now, the outcome of that, the positive outcome of that is inevitable. And what that is more connection, more collaboration, more union, more of a collective integration. And you're seeing this in Canada. You're seeing a lot of people coming together. And you're going to start seeing that vibe of connection ripple out into so many areas. Now, what we see right now in terms of timeline, we're seeing about a 5-year plan about before you can start to see a restructuring of the structures that are coming apart. And the restructurings themselves are political, because a different voting system is needed and a different criteria and purpose and vision is needed. And we want to assure you that the unseen beings are working diligently to help set that up. But that starts in your own lives. How can you expect your governments to have a clear vision if you don't live by that yourselves? So you must live that. So this is a 5-year plan that will then multiply, and it is going to inform the new generations to come. Thank you, Brenda. Have we answered your question?
Absolutely, yeah. That's great. One clarification. You say it's a 5-year plan. Are we just starting on that plan, or are we into that plan? Are we looking at 2030? What's the...
Are we starting this plan? Yes and no. We're starting with a new vibration. We're starting with a new vibration that has exploded, that has like a sun, think of rays, that has expanded into all of consciousness because of so much of the work that light workers have done to create that opening.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so it's been an accumulation of the light works coming into themselves, and now that vibration of light is going into the collective.
Oh, that's very cool. That's why I feel excited. That's great. Thank you.
Please continue to fan the flame of that, to spread that to those in need. And so you are in the right path. You are in the right path, to say the least. And we bow at the feet of your profound commitment and vision. Thank you for the work you do.
Thank you.
Now, may we bring attention to Deborah? Because we mentioned the new generations. And right now for the new generations, they don't really know what to rely on, do they? It's a tiring time. And you think it's tiring for you at the difference at an elder stage, at an older stage, when you don't necessarily have the energy of the youth. But it's just as tiring for the new generation that has a lot of testosterone, a lot of energy to create, but not a clear why, not a clear sense of what am I creating for? And this is especially true for your son, because being a beautifully sensitive being, a sensitive man, in a world that's really hanging on tightly to dominance, hanging on tightly to intellect, hanging on tightly to misuse of power, it's challenging for him to find his seat of power. Now, dear one, how does that land for you? And how would you articulate your question from there?
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you, Cari. Thank you, Linda. And thank you for your channeling. When I first was thinking of that question about my son, it was like, it was more like I just needed to kind of have a bit of a bird's eye view into the mind of how he was running his life and making his decisions and finding his way. But absolutely, I would think that he is sensitive, and he definitely lives, an artist's way. And I think it's difficult. I would say, I would agree. It's very difficult to digest the world and the dynamics of the world, because there's no way to hide him from that.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's on an interesting path. He's made some interesting decisions in the last 30 days that I am fairly sure will not serve him. But yeah.
The art of letting go.
Mm.
So take a moment to ground. Dofila has just reminded us. Dofila is our name for Linda. She's just reminded us that you had another question. We'll weave that in. We'll come back to your son, just so you know.
No worries. Yeah, very, very different question. I've made the conscious and energetic choice that I very much would like to have someone in my life as a partner. And if there was anything that they felt I should be observant of or lean into, I'm doing, the things. But I really am looking for a highly committed relationship. And I'm observing myself making differences and opening to that. But I'm also observant of, my interpretation of that, When, where, should I don't know, all the human things.
The where, how, and what is not important. Come back, come back, come back. Turn inwards and move towards the desire. Feel the desire, taste the desire. Let it be all flavors. Let it be sweet. Let it be sour. Let it be heavy. Let it be light. Your desire is multifold. Your desire is rooted in potential. Your desire also has a bit of a sharp edge. It's been disappointed. And that disappointed has shaped a kind of hypervigilance. I can take care of myself. And while I'm at it, I'll take care of everybody else. Like, the relationship you yearn for, the committed relationship, is with a beloved that has ample energy to share and ample curiosity. He better have a good sense of his yin self, because you're not interested in being dominated, and you're not interested in dominating. You're interested in balance. So just take a moment to feel that, especially in your power center, your solar plexus, the upper region, right below your diaphragm. Just feel like, yeah, I've carried enough. I have carried enough. Nor am I interested in being carried. I don't even want a relationship where we carry others. What you're yearning for is a fertile ground to plant seeds and to grow them together. You're not really interested in, well, you have your garden, I have my garden over here. It's like, where do our gardens touch, and where do they merge, and what do we grow there together? So what we have for you is really delve. If you can give yourself 3 days, not solid days, but 3 days in a row of delving in and tasting your desire. We hope that's helpful.
It is. Thank you. It's exciting. Thank you, Linda.
We will continue one moment. This is for the group. Innocence needs to be protected, but not by guarding it from harm, by trusting it to communicate clearly to you. The innocence within you, the innocence of a loved one, the innocence of a child, the innocence in your past, the innocence in your future. Let's cherish innocence. Sheena, may we ask you to step forward?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so I mean, kind of hints of in what other people have asked, like themes that are part of my question, because it has been kind of a rough winter, and I was gonna have a lot of emotion going into this. Sorry.
Take your time.
I think there's kind of been like a loss of joy.
Yeah.
And lots of staples that I've had in my life that have always been the thing that have lit me up. I haven't really had that for me, and I'm just feeling quite lost. Sorry. Like, I don't know. I have more details, I guess, but I think there's just been a lot of failure, or at least the perception of failure in the last couple of years. And even though like the system's breaking down and the world's shifting and changing, like to me that is interesting. But on a personal level, it's like this feeling of I don't know if those things that I dream for will ever really happen.
Mm. Mm. I'm just taking a moment to meet you, join you, feel you. And when I join you, when I do that to channel, I open my channel with you, I merge with you. And your energy space feels really crowded. Like there's not a lot of room for you. Yeah. Needs to be more space for joy. My dear friend, you keep refusing something. You keep hunkering down and refusing to trust yourself, to trust what you know. You've been living outside of you. It's like, what's possible? What can I do here? What can I do based on, is there a roadblock here? Is it way through? You're looking for your creative potential based on what you see is possible. But that doesn't create a possibility. It's like even in relationships, what does my partner want? What breadth do I have here? And the minute that you deviate, the minute that you stretch a little bit further, then you get into shit. You get into trouble. You get it. Oh, there's a reaction. Or there's that roadblock. I knew there was a roadblock here. I failed at avoiding that roadblock again. But that roadblock is the past repeating itself. It's what you know, it's what you're familiar with. It's your being saying, well, this is what I know. This is what I'm here to contend with. This is what I'm here to wrestle with. But you're also saying, I don't want to wrestle with this anymore. I'm tired. This is not making me happy. Even trying to surpass this isn't, there's no sense of purpose in it. So we want to help you shift a belief. Please move to the back of your throat chakra. Imagine an eye there, opening, closing, opening, closing, opening, closing. Yeah. Let that be your third eye wisdom in the back of your throat chakra, in the back of what you express, in the back of what you tell people, in the back of what you tell the universe, in the back of what you tell the quantum field. And now we're going to ask you a really big question. And the answer is right here. It's not in your mind. It's not in what you're grappling with. It's in this flow of your knowing. And the question is this trying time, this breaking down of what you know, this not quite being able to rely on the external, things not measuring up in a way that's fulfilling. I want to ask the question, what is that telling you about what you're avoiding?
I have no idea.
Come back here. Let that move forward. It's like, oh, wait a minute, avoidance. I mean, my sense of failure is the way in which I'm avoiding something. The belief that I failed, the belief that there's always an obstacle, the belief that nothing works, the belief that I have no choice is a way that I'm avoiding what?
Success? I don't know.
Stay with that. Stay with that. Oh, success. Let's just stay with that. Trust that. In other words, you know. I don't know is your go-to. The truth is you know. You know so much more than you let yourself know. That's it. Let that move forward. Move forward. Let your knowing come to you here in your upper chest as an image, a thought, a feeling.
I feel the sensation. I don't really know what to put into words.
Jump back in as Linda here. You feel a sensation.
Right.
Yeah. There's a sensation here as they speak, because they're talking about this thing that you've been avoiding, that you're able to name a kind of a success.
I don't know. I feel like I have been creatively really taking a lot of steps forward, and I have been learning a lot along the way, but I don't know the direction in which I'm going.
Yeah. When I don't know the direction in which I'm going, I pretty much feel like what you just described earlier. I feel lost. I feel like, where's my joy? Because I'm a creature that likes certainty. It's hard not knowing. It's hard not knowing where something's going. I'm revising my book. It's taking longer than I thought. Is it the right choice? Is the right person that I'm working with? At one point, I looked at all my art last week and I hated everything. Everything's a shit. It's all terrible. I'm like, okay, now's not the time to be looking at my art. I'm not looking with the right eyes. What am I avoiding? I'm avoiding turning in. I'm viewing my art externally. I'm avoiding finding certainty inside. Dear friend, take that in. We would like for you to just take a moment to let gravity settle your body into where you are. Where am I going? Here. Where am I going? Here. But I don't like where here is. Look with new eyes. But I don't. Oh, new eyes? Oh. So that the tears can find a soothing presence here. So that the feeling lost could find a sense of home here. In other words, failed? You? No. You haven't failed. You're not failing. You're opening. You're opening. You're blossoming petal at a time. Just
Sorry.
You're opening to real love. Real love. You're opening it to not having to be perfect for love, not having to be everything for everyone for love. You're freeing, you're breaking free from your upbringing. You're breaking free. You're breaking free, dear one. And you're letting yourself break free without a roadmap. Because if you had a roadmap, it would be the roadmap you inherited. It would be the roadmap you're conditioned to follow. And when you look down at this magical map, you see nothing until you see with new eyes. Then the map starts to reveal itself like magic. There we go. Back of your throat chakra is open. Let's raise that vibration to the back of your third eye up to your crown. And for the listeners, you can do the same. Bring your attention to the back of your throat chakras, back of your third eye crown, and let that flow forward and down, all the way down. Letting yourself live in this present, incredibly uncertain time. Finding certainty in how you perceive this present time. Yeah. So we repeat ourselves here. You're not failing. You haven't failed. You're not going to fail. It's quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite. Just the story hasn't revealed itself fully. Your soul is emerging. Thank you, dear one.
Thank you.
Just take a moment to ground. We can hold space for strong emotions. We can do that. I know it's still a process. You're still in a process. I know. I love the image of the flower, the petals open. Of course, we want to pry the petals open. Open more, faster.
I just even I haven't even wanted to dance, and that's kind of been new terrain for me. Like usually whatever else is going on, I want to dance, but even that I haven't. And I don't know. It's been a wormhole.
It's a time to rest, to do less, to stop, to feel, to go inside. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's take a moment to ground. Christina, Lisa, Cheryl, just take a moment to go in and tune into what you need and raise your hand if you feel drawn to speaking up, sharing, asking a question. Hi, Cheryl.
Wow. That was like, I can so relate to what she's saying about not being stuck, but what direction do I need to go? Trying to letting go and letting go of control and not knowing, where I'm going or what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. And I'm just giving permission to do whatever it is that I want to do.
Each and every day, dear one, each and every day, we love that. Giving myself permission to do what I want to do. I mean, it's such a contrast to what am I supposed to do? What giving myself permission, but giving myself permission. Your greatest joy, Cheryl, is your greatest purpose. And your greatest purpose is being in service. You feel at home when you're tending to others. So that's not leadership in its essence. It's not being a change agent that makes this happen and carries a load of people forward. It's one person at a time, assisting this need, assisting that. So think of yourself as this humble servant. Humbly washing the feet of those dedicants so they can step into the temple. Humbly providing nourishment, humbly providing services, humbly providing information, humbly providing the way. So, no, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Yes, but how is it that you know where others are supposed to go? Well, but I don't know. But how is it that you always know other people's direction and what they need? And honing in on that, resting in that, settling down and into that will provide you direction. For Sheena, it's coming home to her blossoming, being the lotus in blossoming from the mud, being that, feeling that essence of herself, the light in the dark. That's the way for her to find her way. For you, it's recognizing the service you bring, the tending to that is natural to you. That is how your soul thrives. Do you understand this?
I do, yeah. Yeah. I'm starting to see that. And it's always been there, but I guess I don't acknowledge it. It's just something that I'm doing and not thinking about it, just getting out there and doing it. But it's coming more so right now that it's more present. Yeah.
And it'll be very clear to you, we're looking 3 to 4 months of honing in on exactly what that service, because you'll start to see a theme. Oh, people need this, people need that. Oh wait, there's a theme in the service I provide. And that's already started.
Yeah, I can see some of it, yes. But I guess I'm resisting some of it as well.
Well, we would say, have something to say about that. Resistance is natural.
Okay.
It's part of the process. If you just said yes, you'd be rather gullible. So resistance means that you take your time discerning. You take your time. It's caution. So we translate that to, I'm being cautious. Yeah. Take your time. Chew on things so that you can find what resonates.
So don't rush.
You can't even if you tried. To say that everything's in divine order for you is an understatement. Truly. Thank you, dear one.
Thank you.
Lisa put her hand up. How does she unmute?
Hi.
There.
Well, I'm not at all surprised that I had a hard time unmuting. I am so dysfunctional with electronics. So, my friends bought me a car, and almost 2 months ago, I still don't know how to work the radio. So I just listen to nothing because nothing is how I hear God anyway. My question. Well, I haven't got a question since I last saw you. Being in your presence, Massian. I always thought it was Massianda. It's Massiandia.
Mm-hmm.
Massiandia. You told me, of course, my orchestra of angels has increased by about 30 people, and they are present always in my joint. Little orbs now and everything. Grandma's tinging, so it's fabulous. But no buts. You told me that 2004 was my last meeting with you. You said, just paint whatever you want, paint whatever you see, and it's going to come to be. And that was wonderful, but no buts. That was wonderful. I have since learned that I have a little brush with aphantasia, which is being unable to visualize. I've never been able to visualize. I still cannot daydream like that. I still cannot do that. Now, this comes probably from, and I'm assuming maybe the parts of my brain. I've had several concussions. I've been raped a few times since we last met. All sorts of stuff. The last relationship I had was 2009, and it was not even a proper relationship, but he was wonderful. It turned out that his birthday was on my birthday. That's how I knew that, and he is here in spirit now. And he's always very sad that he was not the super cool man that I needed, but that's because he was 13 years younger. Yes, he was off when he was riding his motorcycle across the Bay Bridge.
Lisa, I'm going to interrupt you because this is not a one-on-one session entirely. Right. You're providing a lot of details here, and I'm not getting closer to what you need.
I still don't know the direction that all I know is I just need you to tell me what I need to know. That's great.
Okay. A dear friend, we would have you repeat some words. Repeat after us, audibly. Okay. I release the belief.
I release the belief
that I'm alone.
That I'm alone.
That's it.
Oh.
That's it. Feel that in your heart. Feel that in the back of your heart, front of your heart. Imagine a basin, a bowl, right here in your ribs and diaphragm, holding that.
I can't imagine anything. I can't visualize.
We're doing it for you.
Okay, good. Thanks, girls.
Now, visualizing takes imagining a form. You can imagine without form. You can imagine somatically. You're a very somatic person. You feel a lot. So repeat these words. I give myself permission.
I give myself permission
to visualize reality.
To visualize reality
through my senses.
Through my senses.
Allowing myself to be.
allowing myself to be
a bright light in this world.
a bright light in this world.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, where's the direction? Where's the direction? What am I supposed to do? Stop. Stop. Brighten the light. But I'm not supposed to be a bright light. I've gotten in trouble for being a bright light. Oh, you want me to be a bright light? Yeah, but being a bright light is dangerous, don't you know? I've just told you. Look at the dangers I've been through. Oh. So repeat these words. I forgive myself for believing.
But I don't believe that. I forgive myself for believing, but I don't believe that. I've always known I'm a bright light.
Yes, I forgive myself for believing.
I forgive myself for believing
that it's dangerous.
That it's dangerous.
To be a bright light.
To be a bright light.
Yeah. So, dear one, right now, you're surrendering a belief that's not yours. It's ancestral. It's been part of your story in life. And it's not just yours or ancestral, it's the collective's. You're releasing this belief for others in the circle, and you're releasing this belief for listeners and viewers. So we'd like for you to meditate on in the next few days. It's safe being a bright light. It's safe. Despite that it wasn't as a child, despite that it hasn't been in relationships, despite that I've been hurt, I choose safety now. You don't have to visualize safety. Your body knows. There's a wisdom deep in you. Your light knows how to shine through. Right there, right like that. Where are you going? There's no direction. You've arrived. You're in a place now. There's much safety now. There's many connections now. Many people that love you now. You love intensely now. You're doing God's work now. You're divine being now. You're sacred now. Take that in. Take that in. You don't have to visualize being sacred, but you can let these words touch you. You can let yourself feel them because you're such a sensory being. There. You understand this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
'Tis our honor. 'Tis our honor.
Missed you.
And we have a little bit of time left. If you can mute, Lisa, that would be good. Thank you. Christina, do you feel drawn to inquiring? What would you need? What would you like?
Yeah, thank you so much. So I feel like where you started the opening of being pulled in multiple different directions and go inward, like totally resonates. And it's almost like I want inquiring on confirmation that I'm really hearing from my intuition. I'm really hearing from my body because I feel like I keep going. I have a lot of moving parts in a lot of different areas. And there's times where I keep dropping into my body and I feel like I'm leading. And at the same time, my mind keeps coming in with stories. So almost that confirmation that I truly am hearing from my intuition, not from my mind. And if there's any areas where I'm missing clarity, that I'm kind of off base, like in the right direction, but off base a little bit and need to shift, if that makes sense.
Indeed, indeed. Intuitive view? No. Full throttle intuitive. Full throttle intuitive. That's what you are. So when your mind steps in, let's not kick it to the curb. Let's not say, no, that's just a story. Instead, let's say, tell me more about that story. Being an intuitive, you can read right through that story. So now we're taking your intuition and we're merging it with seeing, sensing more. You see and sense so much. So the stories are just like more information. Oh, thank you. Have fun with your stories. I mean, you're a storyteller. You inform others through story. You inspire others through story. You know their stories before they tell you their stories. So, are you following your intuition? Hell yeah. Do you lead by your intuition? It's who you are. Is there anything more for you to attune to? Really, what you needed here today was confirmation. And we've just given that to you. And then you can tell your stories. Oh, you're trying to fix things. You can ask your stories, what are you trying to fix? What do you think is broken? And you can check in with the mind and its focus. What are you seeing? Think of your mind as a deck of tarot cards. Handing over. Here's a card, here's a card, here's a card. Just read them. Read them. Your mind is the same as your body, is the same as the ground, is the same as the air, it's the same as feelings. It's just all part of your intuitive world. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I have a sense that really, that could feel it land, like that really spoke to you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cari, any thoughts, any feelings you want to share?
Oh my goodness. I was like, everyone just, it's so beautiful to hear everyone just be trusting today and letting everyone just feel what they're feeling and bring it out and feel open and being vulnerable. Like, I really appreciate everyone doing that. And it just, everything does resonate with me as well. Linda and I have had our own session and it's the same, like, oh yeah, I feel stuck, or am I in the right direction? Am I doing what I'm doing? Is this my purpose? Is, almost the same questions everyone sort of have, even relationships, everyone today was all probably my questions all at once. And I was like, am I going places? Am I doing the right thing? So I was like, oh, okay, good. It's just nice. We're not alone. We're all here together. We're all feeling sort of the same things. And Linda, even in her book, brings up that there's been sessions where when it's a group session together, it's funny how it's like everyone has the same sort of thing all at once, and we're all brought together at once for one, reason or another, but we all can interchange our energy, help each other through this moment and feel each other's messages and go, hey, maybe I can resonate off of, Brenda's, or I can resonate off of Cheryl's or Deb's or whatever. And it's just like, yeah, so I don't think our one message is necessarily just that one, but for everyone here today or those listening too. So it's so beautiful. And I was just like, wow, you guys just like, oh,
Oh, I love what
hit
you.
me. And I was like, that's beautiful. So,
Oh,
yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. And I am so glad that we're able to do this for you guys. Like, this is so cool. Like, I'm just like, wow. 'Cause
I'm really
it's
moved by what you
beautiful.
just shared. Thank you for your gratitude for the vulnerability here and for
Yeah, thank
naming
you, everyone.
the synchronicity, like the relatedness. Like I can relate to all of you, all of your sharing. I can relate. I mean, my first default in life is fear and to feel unsafe in the world. That's it. That's my default. I was traumatized as a child, and it was compound trauma. So I instantly go there, and I get to walk this path. I take myself by the hand. I provide that part of me the soothing it needs. Fear needs to be soothed. Fear needs love, not to be eradicated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uncertainty needs to be
And I think,
seen.
yeah, and our fear too. Um, I've noticed, more or less through COVID, a lot of people that have been afraid, whether it's exterior, interior motives, whatever it's been, if someone's afraid, they generally keep it inside. They're afraid to go to exterior help. So now I think more and more, these types of sessions, or just knowing that people have been through the same thing, it's nice to have it out in the open for people to go, oh, okay, maybe I can share this, or, I'm not alone. Whereas everyone, yeah, it's, once our fears kind of get combated with other people, then you're like, oh, okay, I'm not alone. So, and then you can be like, maybe after you guys want to do a session with each other, talk to each other, feel free to do that. And just communicate and be like, yeah, thank you for sharing. And I went through this, whatever. And then we don't feel so alone. And then our fears actually turn into more of the hero stories in the end. So I think that's really beautiful to be able to share that. So whether, we're all on the same page, we don't, whether you're completely famous or whether you're maybe no one knows your name, whatever, but we're all on that same plane. Like we have some kind of a fear somewhere. And to know that we're never alone, that's what we all need. We really do. Yeah. Thank you, Linda, for that.
Thank you for inviting, for encouraging this get together.
Yeah. Does anyone have any other questions?
My question is regarding the opening in the back or the closing, because of the visualization thing, because of the lack of seeing things the way that they are, right? So when you say open sideways or open the back ways, clockwise or not clockwise, I get so confused and I don't know where the bloody openings are, or do you understand what I mean? It's like backwards, and I see it differently. So
let's simplify it.
Please.
Okay. Imagine they're in your throat chakra. Imagine just a blue light.
Okay.
Just a blue light. Doesn't have to look like anything. Imagine it getting brighter. Imagine it taking up a lot of space. We're not turning it one way. We're not turning away. Just really simple. And what it is that we're letting the body know, I'm here. That's it. And letting it take up, your arms width, like, take all that space. This is your light. Keep it super simple. We like simple. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, thoughts, feedback?
I don't have any questions, but I just have to say it makes my heart overjoyed to see Linda and Cari, that you've come together to co-create something so incredible that is a platform for someone's healing. And Linda, I want to gratitude and commend you. It is a container to be able to do what you're doing, and to have the variable of different people at different stages with different needs, and to be able to flip from one to another. So this is quite unique. And if I was to say anything, my sense is this is going to be highly successful for both of you women. And I just want to cheer you on.
Thank you.
Well said.
Yay.
Thank you.
Okay. Where's my box? I know, I was like, I wanted to give everyone Kleenexes today. I'm like, here you guys go.
Well, and it's 111 right now, so I'm right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yay.
exactly. Numbers don't lie, 100%. I'll tell you that. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone, for coming in today. You guys are truly amazing, and just sharing your bit of selves with us and our audience. Hopefully, please, share this out. Feel free to, clip your own little sections and share it with whoever you want to. We'll post up when the next show happens. We just want to make sure that this was successful, that we kind of have the platform all kind of set up and what's going to work and what doesn't work. So we apologize for any numerous emails, but we're getting through it. We're getting through the logistics of it. So that's the really important thing. But yeah, we just thank you guys so much for just supporting us too. Like that's everything to me and Linda, for sure. We just want to, it's like a viral hug. So thank you. I love it. Yeah. Hugs all around to everyone. Thank you guys so much. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your days. If you need to do, if you have any questions for Linda after this, contact her by all means. Let us know, after the next few days. How are you guys doing? How are you feeling?
Please do.
Yeah, and your feedback. We just absolutely would love that. So thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Well, there we have it. The channel connection. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. What an amazing experience. And I'll have to say, I'm going to bring Linda back in here. Here we go. Linda, thank you so much for today's session. It was absolutely beautiful. We just have a comment coming on here. Jillian, thank you, Jillian, for your comment. Beautiful, intimate, vulnerable sharing with Linda, right? Absolutely. Let's rename the show. You're very welcome. I'm glad that I was able to share this and host it for you guys. That was so fun as well. And just to, being able, the ladies to come on and have a safe space to be able to share their stories or just their questions. I think that we just need it, just that community, right? That community spirit, and to be like, you're not alone. So thank you, Linda, for doing that. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into the Channel Connection premiere. So awesome. Please share with your friends, tell your family, tell everyone. And then we'll be back next month. We'll figure out a special time, and it'll be the same, most likely the same time, probably the end of April, somewhere in there, but we'll figure that out. What kind of works best. We've had Massey and Dia is been our guide through this whole show idea, the dates and times and everything. It's just
Mhm.
been kind of guided to us. So we're hoping that it guides you guys towards us as well. So yeah, thank you so very much. Thank you, Linda.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. Bye, everyone. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you guys. I mean, I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks for actually not about a week for the Shift Happens show. See you guys on Saturday for Connected with Cari. Until then, love you guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.